Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games, back with another cool pinball repair video for you tonight. If you haven't been watching, we've been working on this Bally Star Trek that we got in pretty rough shape. That's an understatement. And we repainted the cabinet. I've been doing a lot of work getting the cabinet ready, and now we are ready to work on the Playfield. So we're going to go through it, take everything off the Playfield, do a little paint touch-up in this video, and we'll see how this baby comes back to life. She's starting to cooperate, so we're going to have one of these old Bally 1979 Star Trek machines back among the living any day now. So let's get on the Playfield. My brother Joe, I'm Ron, by the way. If you didn't know, I'm Ron. My brother's Joe. My brother Joe here is going to start taking everything off the Playfield, cleaning it up. We're going to get it down to the wood, and then we're going to touch up the paint a little bit. So let's watch him work a little bit. What do you think? Okay, folks, so this is what we're starting with. Joe got it all taken off. We cleaned on it. You know, you can't ever get it back to where you don't have any of the ball swirls, but I think it will look very presentable once put back together with the wax and the bulbs and all of the plastics and everything, all the good stuff. So this is what we're starting with. Now we're going to touch up the paint a little bit to make it a little bit better. There are a couple areas that need our attention. There is this area down here in the yellow where there are still ball swirls, but you cannot get those all the way out. If you keep going at it with the magic eraser, you're just going to wear right through the paint. So it's going to stay like that. It's got a little bit of wear. It's from 1979, so it's 42 years old at this moment. It's going to have a little wear. I mean, that's just how things are, right? So we're going to work on it a little bit, though. I'm going to touch up the yellow and the black here around the inserts just to make it look a little more presentable. Not too much wear on it. A lot of these are much, much worse. But we can certainly touch that up and make it look a little better. We'll re-ink the black circles, make that look a little more presentable. There was a little area up here with a little bit of blue paint that's missing. It's almost like a bluish green. Okay, and then there is an area up here where the ball kicks out of that saucer, where the yellow and the red need touched up a little bit. There's a little bit of blue here where the paint needs touched up a little bit. So we're not trying to get it to look perfect or make it look brand new. We're just trying to get it to look more presentable, and we can certainly do that. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is start working on this yellow. We use acrylic paint, and then whenever we're done, we just spray clear coat over it. We just use rattle can clear coat. There's nicer ways you can do it. You can take it and use automotive clear coat or Max 2000 clear and all of that, but we've had good luck with just spray paint. So we just spray the clear on just the areas we've touched up. We don't go crazy with it. And we use a satin clear coat to kind of blend in with the areas that we're not going to clear coat. So when I touch this up, I'll clear just this area. Literally, just to lock the acrylic paint in so that it doesn't flake off. I'm not going to redo all of the black circles all over the playfield because, you know, I can't get them perfect. I never get them quite right. But I can get them a little better than this. But I don't want to mess with ones that aren't that bad. So we'll several of these in the middle here we're not going to mess with. We'll do these ones on the bonus ladder just so they all look kind of similar, and go from there. So I'll get the acrylic paint. I'm going to mix some yellows together, try to get a good match on that yellow, and then touch that up just a little bit. Straight yellow, just straight out of the bottle is not really going to work because this is yellow that's dirty, you know. It has ground in dirt down in the other layers of the paint. So it's not really a yellow, it's more of like a dirty yellow. So you got to mix a little yellow, put a little, maybe a little gold in it or something like that to kind of dirty it up a little bit. And maybe even a little green just to make it a little bit more of a green yellow because the whole playfield looks kind of yellowed and greened just from the fading over the years. This originally was a bright blue. Now it's more of a, you know, kind of a aqua bluish green, or greenish blue, I should say. So we'll start with the yellow. I'm just going to use a little brush to paint it on the areas around the inserts here where it's faded, where it's chipped away a little bit to get that back a little more level, look a little more complete. And then we'll put clear on it at the end. But let me get on the yellow and we'll go from there. Okay, so we used a little bright yellow. Good catch-all color, but it's too bright. Then we used some antique gold. I've had a lot of good luck with this color. It's like a dirty gold, you know, so you put that in your yellow, it gives you a nice kind of in-between. And then, as expected, it didn't look quite green enough, so I threw a little green, like kind of a pea green in it. And I think it got a pretty good match. You saw it going on. Basically got rid of the little areas that are bare wood. Now, you're not trying to make it perfect. You're just trying to make it look like where they can't tell that you did anything to it. So if you leave some areas that are worn, like for instance the blue around it is worn a little bit. If you leave some areas that are worn, it kind of hides it a little bit. You know, if you try to make everything look brand new, you better be on your game. But if you're just trying to touch up a little bit, right? So I did it up here too, a little bit above where it says jump there. There was a little piece. And then I did a little bit there where the 3000 is. It needed a little more. Okay, so that's coming right along. You can take this to a whole other level by pulling the mylar off, the mylar around the pop bumpers, but I don't really have the ability to do that. I've tried that before and made a bigger mess than what I had before I took it off. So I just leave it, work with what I've got, make it look as best as we can, and move right along. So we're about done with the bonus ladder here. It just needed a little bit of touch up. So I'm going to ink in the black lines that are missing using a acrylic paint pen. Okay, water-based. If you use all acrylic paints, it makes it easy to clean off if you make a mistake, and then you don't have any weird reactions whenever you spray the clear coat over it. So it works really good for us. So I'm going to go ahead, since the only thing that's lacks down here is the black, I'm going to go ahead and draw in some of the missing letters and get my circles in, and we'll move on from there. And then we'll pretty much be done with that part, and we'll move up to the red and the blue that we have left. Now I'm saving the yellow paint though, just in case I need it somewhere else that I didn't notice. Okay, so I got the yellow and I got the black lines back in. I think that all looks pretty good. I think a lot of people would not know. I did black lines on most of the inserts there in the middle. Then we did some blue. You saw that. But I was mixing it as I went. So I did one coat. It was too light. I added a little green. It made it a little better, but it was still too light. And then I got it about the right shade, but it was a little too vivid. So you can knock it down and make it less vivid, I call it, less intense, by putting the opposite color on the color wheel in it. So I put just a drop of orange in it, and I think it got a pretty good match on the blue. I painted the 3 little places that needed the blue, and it all came out pretty good. The top up there has lettering that says, "Activate transporter, welcome aboard." I'm not that good with lettering, but I was able to touch up the yellow and the red a little bit, so it's hide the ball trail a little bit. Whenever you shoot the ball, it goes over the same paint every ball, so it eventually wears a little trail through there. So I think it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to spot clear coat some of it, and we'll let it dry, and then we'll have Joe start putting all the stuff back on it and see how it turns out. We haven't even turned it on yet because the boards and all of that in the back aren't ready to go. So we'll see, though, if we can get the power supply to work enough to provide power to the light bulbs here on the Playfield so we can see what it looks like illuminated. So we'll pass it over to Joey. folks. So that's what we have ended up with so far. I think it's come along pretty nice. What do you think? It's definitely getting there. It's starting to look like a pinball machine. After we drug it out of the hole in the trailer. This might be one of our greatest saves yet. What I was thinking was, you know, heck, I'm already there. I got to come home with something. Let's save this Star Trek. So, it's getting there. I think it looks pretty good now. But it doesn't do anything yet because none of the electronics works. So that we'll have to do that on the next video. But I think the touch-up came up pretty good. It all cleaned up nicely. We're looking pretty good. So leave your comments below. Make sure to give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. On the next video, we'll start working through the power supply and the electronics. See if we can get this sucker to run again for the first time in a long time. Who knows how long that thing had been sitting there. I'll bet it worked in the 90s at some point, but that's about it. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. Make sure to give us a thumbs up like I said. Always give us an odd number of thumbs up. You'll figure it out. And make sure to check out my brother, Donnie. So my brother has a channel here on YouTube, and if you like watching us work on these old pinball machines and arcade games, you'd probably enjoy watching he and I work on old cars and trucks and old buildings. We've got a couple buildings that we bought in a small town near here that we're trying to fix up to help revitalize their downtown area. So go check that out, the My Brother Donnie channel. And we'd like to thank everybody that's been using our Amazon links. If you don't know about that, down below there is a link to Amazon. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, if you click our link to go there, it gives us a tip. So we appreciate everybody that's been doing that. But leave your comments below. Let us know what you think so far. Keep the complaints to yourself, and we'll see you on the next video.